Nibiru or Planet X in the Bible passages. In the last chapters of the book of Job, where God answers Job from the whirlwind, there is a passage that speaks about the mysteries of the universe, such as the ordinances of heaven and heavenly bodies. Job 38, verses 31 and 32. It says, "Can you bind the chains of Pleiades and loose the cord of Orion? Can you lead Mazzaroth in its season? Or can you guide the bear with its children?" This passage speaks about heavenly bodies like Pleiades, Orion, Mazzaroth, and Bear. Mazzaroth and Bear are constellations of heavenly bodies. For Mazzaroth, the contemporary English version of the Bible gives footnote as probably the name of constellation. Some other translations say it is a constellation of 7 heavenly objects. Bear and its children also is a constellation of heavenly bodies. It is not about the animal bear it is talking here about. The Lord here is speaking to Job about the mysteries of the universe and the ordinances of heaven and heavenly bodies in this passage. Could this Mazzaroth be Nibiru or Planet X? The question God is asking Job is, can you lead the Mazzaroth in their season? Now the Bible explains that the sun, moon and stars are for signs and seasons. What is the season that Bible is talking here about? These heavenly bodies certainly have connections with Earth's movements and existence and are related in some way to planet Earth. Otherwise, there is no need that it should be found in this biblical passage. These words are spoken to Job, who lived 4,000 years ago when there was no science or scientist or astronomy. Now experts say that there is a constellation of 7 heavenly bodies, a mini galaxy including a planet called Nibiru or the Destroyer, and it crosses this solar system, passing through between the sun and the earth, causing tremendous catastrophic events on planet Earth as it passes through. In the early King James Version of the Bible, in the second book of Ezra, chapter 15, verses 37 through 45, there is the description of a horrible star with clouds of fury and wrath that would make the whole earth afraid. Fire and hail and flying swords and great floods are linked with its appearance in the end time. And this passage is the second book of Ezra, says that great fearfulness and trembling shall be on earth at this time. This is all about the judgment and wrath during the end time. Another similar passage concerning the end time can be found in Isaiah 13 verse 5 says, "They come from a far country, from the end of heaven. The Lord and his weapons of indignation destroy the whole earth." Could this passage be speaking about Nibiru Planet X system? And what is the season that the Mazzaroth in the book of Job associated with? Is it the end of the age and coming of the day of the Lord? And some say that last time when the planet X crossed over the solar system, the exodus of the Israelites took place. And the Bible speaks about a second exodus, maybe the gathering of the Jews back to their land. Now all the signs concerning the end time that Lord Jesus Christ and the prophets of old have spoken are here. The fig tree blossoming, fearful sights and great signs from heaven, people's heart fainting with fear, expecting the worst for the planet Earth because the powers of heaven are being shaken. Signs in the sun, moon and the stars, and great signs of sun turning dark and moon into blood, as prophet Joel had spoken, already happened. Discerning the time is more important than predicting the weather. Lord Jesus said, "You know how to discern the face of the sky," that is to forecast the weather, but you cannot discern the signs of the times. Now the harbinger, the great sign prophet Joel spoke about, the sun turning into darkness and the moon turning into blood before the coming of the great day of the Lord is here. And then in Revelation chapter 6, when the Lord opens the sixth seal, the people of the world, great and small, will say, cry out to the mountains and the hills, saying, cover us and fall on us, because the great day of God's wrath has come. So it is a short period of time between the great sign of the coming of the day of the Lord and the actual coming of the day. A time between Joel 2 verse 31 and Revelation chapter 6 verse 12. Several things should take place during this short period of time. Apostle Paul wrote to the Thessalonian church mentioning the times and seasons. He said, the day of the Lord will not come until the great falling away or the rebellion takes place, and the man of lawlessness is revealed. For that to happen, the one who now restrains will have to be taken out of the way. Now all the signs Lord Jesus spoke about his coming and the end of the age are already here, declaring that he is at the door. The great rebellion or falling away, the Antichrist being revealed with the one who restrains now taken out of the way, the opening of the first 5 seals and events that are associated with them beginning to happen are the main events to take place before the coming of the great day of the Lord. That is between the appearance of the sign and the actual coming of the day of the Lord. The coming of the day and all that things that are going to happen afterward are explained in the book of Revelation. With the opening of the 6th seal in chapter 6 through the last chapter of the book of Revelation, that is chapter 6 verse 12 through the ending chapter of the book of Revelation, signs are for warning, declaring that the day of the Lord is near. Joel's warning sign is followed by a word of encouragement and exhortation. It says, and whoever calls on the name of the Lord shall be saved. Joel 3:32. So believe in the Lord Jesus Christ and believe in the gospel. Jesus Christ is the only one who can save from the coming wrath. As for the believers, it is a time for preparation. God gives signs to warn and prepare his people. Now is a time to turn to God with repentance, fasting, mourning, and weeping. After explaining the signs of his coming, Lord Jesus said, watch therefore and pray always, that you may be counted worthy to escape all these things that will come to pass and to stand before the Son of God.